Hello and welcome back to another episode of What Do People Do podcast with Leo,
Eddie,
Charlie.
Today we've got a very special guest with us. He's kindly travelled all the way from central Manchester to come be with us.
So far.
Just a few miles down the road. But if you guys haven't heard or seen our podcast before, we started it because we want to speak to inspiring people and understand a bit more about what different people do with their lives and kind of how they've got to where they are, any interesting stories, maybe some inspirations for you guys watching or listening to kind of put you in a position that you might not think about, or jobs or roles, depending on kind of what your current situation is. This might act as some sort of inspiration or give you some sort of path or direction in your life. I think that's why we started it, because we're still kind of unsure what we want to do with our lives.
Oh yeah.
So today we've been graced with Elijah. So if you could just introduce yourself, your name, your age, kind of what you do.
My name, my age.
Government information.
You don't have to give your government address.
Yeah. So my full name is Eniola Elijah Ajuwon. I am 24 years old. That's what you asked for. So do you want to do anything else?
And what you do?
So I'm currently founder and CEO of Prism Labs, which is officially an on-chain, decentralized, trusted community that connects talent to tech employers. Now that sounds like a lot of hogwash for
Sorry?
and I appreciate that, but I guess we'll dive into that a little bit later.
For sure.
Break that down.
So what we normally start a podcast with is a simple question. So what I want you to do is imagine 10-year-old Elijah. Will you be in London at this point?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, London.
In London. What did you want to be when you were 10? Did you have any idea?
I don't know if I was even thinking along those lines when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
I was just,
just playing football.
Just trying to have fun. Yeah, being bad at football. I was trying to have fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I actually don't know when I even thought about, things in a serious way.
Yeah.
I'm being completely honest with you.
So kind of in school and like into uni, do you think you were kind of someone who's academic, or did you have those kind of skills coming naturally to you?
I knew I would do well in school. Like by the time I got to uni, I knew I would do well in school. Although the year or two before that, it was kind of like a challenge. Sixth form was a bit difficult. The gap between GCSE and sixth form was crazy.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd be fine at university. I just saw university quite differently to other people. I just saw it as an opportunity just to find out what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
I didn't do university the way university should be done. That's a lot of my peers will tell you. So yeah, no. It was, even right now, I'm still kind of...
Yeah.
You were saying in the car on the way here, you were saying you and your family are quite, especially your siblings, you're quite academically strong.
Yeah.
Where do you think that came from?
That was my dad. Easy. My dad and my mum, especially with me, like they made sure that we got like extra lessons at home.
Yeah.
They made sure that, I would wake up in the morning and there'll be like, times tables and all that kind of stuff. And I'm in year 3 and I have to figure out 43 times 18 before I can go play football with my friends. That was the kind of stuff that they made us do. But I guess it just cultivated, the ability to kind of do things that we don't really enjoy but have to be done.
Yeah.
For example, school.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of people who be like, I actually enjoyed every single part of school. There's probably certain lessons the teachers he liked, but it just allowed us to have that kind of or me to have that kind of dogged mentality.
Yeah.
But yeah, it helps because secret. I was growing up, especially in primary school, teachers were really concerned about my cognitive abilities, and my dad was like, well, I'm gonna sort out myself. Yeah. Right. I'm not gonna employ your help. So yeah, that was probably where it came from.
Yeah. Nice. No, that's interesting. And what kind of drew you to go into university? Were your parents telling you to, or did you think it was just like the conventional route to take?
I just thought it was a conventional route.
Yeah. I think like most people, to be honest. Same with me, and I think
pushing
you too as well.
Especially sixth form, it's like the natural.
Yeah, if you go to sixth form, everyone that you're around kind of every day is like, what uni are you applying for? What course you doing? Kind of. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
I think that when I was in first, second year uni, I was thinking to myself, I wish I could do a degree apprenticeship. I wish I could have gone back and done X, Y, Z. But now I'm looking back at it now, I don't wish that. I'm actually happy that I went the path that I went, because if not, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, for a lot more people, even my sister, she's been researching degree apprenticeships. I'm like, if it makes sense, what you're gonna do, then absolutely go do it.
I guess at uni you find so many people like-minded to yourself.
Yeah.
At school you kind of put with these people that
just live in the catchment area.
You live, you just live in the same area. Whereas at uni everyone's coming for the same reason.
Yeah.
it's great network, and I'm sure you've made some great friends and great connections along the way. So
I'm actually happy for my choice as to where I came.
What degree was it you chose?
So I did management with economics for my undergrad. You know what? That's what I applied to do, and I actually do not know if I got enough credits in economics. I actually have that on my degree title. I didn't graduate. I do not know where my actual degree certificate is. So I actually don't know what I graduated with. So it's either management purely or management with economics. But I actually don't know.
You're not sure?
I'm actually not sure.
Are you good with economics?
Well, it wasn't the quantitative side, so I was just fine with the essay writing and stuff. I didn't do any modules that required me to kind of do like kind of like maths intensive. But I was okay.
So then I guess how'd you go from going to uni, kind of being okay, not being really sure you got on your actual degree certificate, to being a founder and CEO of a business to do with, like you say, the area you're in now?
Yeah. It's just... It's an interesting question. Because
what was step one? Like, what was the first point where you were like, this could be something I could go into?
It was actually not too long ago. So I think for me, I always knew I wanted to be a founder. To me, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. It's because of my character and my traits.
Always wanted to work for yourself.
Always wanted to work for myself. And that's not to do with like, I want ownership or I want to have my name on X, Y, Z. It's just my character. It's just the way I work. I just value freedom just to do what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And not to be put in a box. That's literally the reason why.
Yeah.
And if I could have that whilst being incubated in a company, I would do it as well.
Yeah.
So it's just that is less likely to happen.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young. Like if you're 35 years old and you've sold this, sold that, you can become an entrepreneur in residence, which is where they incubate you in a company and your job is like to build a business whilst in that company. Like, I will do that. But like, as a 21-year-old who's done nothing with their life essentially, that's going to be hard to come by.
Yeah, of course.
So in terms of when I knew I wanted to do what I'm doing currently now, as in like the actual role, as in the actual thing I'm doing right now, I don't know. But when it comes to like me being a founder, I think that was when I came to uni. When I came to uni, that's kind of what I realized. Like I was flirting with spring weeks, I was flirting with internships, but the conviction wasn't there. Yeah,
I think what I'm like curious and intrigued about is most people I feel who would go into a degree in management with economics would be looking at going into jobs maybe as an accountant or going into kind of a small business or a large business and starting off kind of in a graduate role and then building their way up to becoming a manager. What's different like between those kind of people and you?
I will say traits. So I've never seen myself as somebody who's better than anybody else. Academically speaking, my cognitive ability, I would say is above average. The university I went to, the grades I got, the schools I went, it's just above average, right? I think it's a trait. So my higher appetite for risk, my higher willingness to learn.
Risk positive.
That's the big thing.
High willingness to learn, just super curious. Like I've got no shame, so I'll ask people questions. If I don't know, what something is, I'll ask for help. I think I'm personable-ish, friendly enough that people actually want to help. So I think it's just a mix of traits. Like there's nothing unique. I don't think there's anything unique about me in terms of my abilities. It's just that the mixture of my traits just means that as a result.
Talking about sort of asking for help, a lot of sort of really successful entrepreneurs have mentors. Even the best of the best, the richest of the richest, they have mentors. They have people that they go to for help. Is there anyone in your life that you go to for help, or at the moment are you looking for that, or do you just not have that not have someone like that?
No, I've got mentors. I've got mentors. In fact, my first ever mentor was at when I came to University of Manchester. I went to church. I feel like the second Sunday I was here, I saw somebody speaking in church. So the first thing I did was to walk up to him at the end of the service and said, "I want you to mentor me." That was about it. I was like, "Okay, cool. Let's have dinner." Blah blah blah. And he helped me. He guided me through, a lot of my university life, and I think that like a lot of people struggle just to that kind of first step. And I think that what's important is also how you do mentorship. It can't be a transactional relationship. No. It has to be quite intentional, purposeful, and meaningful. If it's just you scratch my back, I scratch yours, then ain't gonna get much out of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And do you think you had any role models? I know, especially for you growing up. In where you did in London and kind of the kind of area and the jobs you were looking at going into, was there anyone that you look up to, or did you find that quite difficult?
No, I had no role models.
Really?
I've never had a role model in my life. I've never had a role model be like, oh yeah, I wish I could be like that person, or this random person inspires me. I will say that if I had to pick role models, probably be my parents.
Yeah.
And in terms of, I'm just trying to take the positives, in their traits and appreciate what they've done for me and my siblings coming from Nigeria and whatnot. But in terms of like I know that some people have got like celebrities and that kind of people's role models. I don't care about pop culture enough.
No, of course.
To have those kind of people's role models.
Where would you say the curiosity then for, like, you said obviously traits is why you do what you do, but obviously like how did you expose yourself to the possibility of, like you said, this is obviously your business now, but you had previous, you said to us before, the other previous businesses, like what drove you to want to do that? Financial?
Probably financial.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a bit more money.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to shoot me for saying this, but like, I didn't come from like an affluent family, so any little could help. I never had skills that I could sell. Then I'm going to sell those skills. But I guess that kind of evolved to actually just trying to be interested, just trying to be on top of my game, trying to understand the space, trying to get domain expertise. And the only way to do that is to continue to be curious. And that's what I was able to do. So everything from my Twitter feed, what I see on Instagram, what I see on TikTok, to the news articles I'm exposed to, that is all being curated to tap into that curiosity that I have. So I can guess what will be on my For You page before it comes up.
I guess going on from that, did you have any experiences or placements that you kind of sought out or undertook that kind of inspired you to kind of go, I want to dive more into that and spend more time researching this?
Zero.
No,
the only job I've ever worked as was Argos, and I worked at Argos for 5 weeks over the Christmas period before I was fired.
What were you doing? Stacking shelves?
I was at the back picking items, sometimes playing with items, having Nerf gun fights, whilst people are waiting for the orders to be fulfilled.
You know it wasn't for you.
Where's my screwdriver?
Where's my screwdriver? I'm there, just with a Kimbo. so yeah, that's what I've ever done. I haven't done any work experience, any placements like that, or internships, which is actually kind of interesting. The fact that I'm able to be where I am with no corporate anything behind me.
So do you think it all stemmed from like just curiosity and reading like different articles or different websites and kind of gathering information on topics you're interested in?
Yeah, I genuinely honestly just think it's curiosity. Because it will lead you to do certain things, but I also think that partnered with having a higher appetite for risk means that you're more likely to try things.
You acted on it. Like a lot of people I say were curious, but there's so many things that they'll like.
They just won't bother.
It's like most people will tell them every reason why they can't do something, whereas because you have like the drive for risk, it's almost like any reason to do it. You're almost like it then just pushes you over the line, so just go and do it.
Yeah, exactly that.
And what was the kind of initial moment where you're like, oh, I'm interested in this, or I've read something or seen something online, or just been inspired by something that you know what, this is cool, I'm going to read into it, and then you were just hooked, addicted to it?
So in my current line of work, in terms of like Web3 and blockchain, I would say that was the turning point was Alex. So one of my friends, Alex Masbajan, he's currently in San Francisco right now. He in 2018 he moved to San Francisco. He went to University of Manchester. You could say from Manchester, but he lives in France. He went there, started working on kind of like Web3, looking at crypto and how we can do social experiments in that area. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, cool. I started to follow his journey, and I think that was a turning point for me where I kind of got obsessed.
When did Web3 and crypto kind of begin? Well, I'm not clued up on it, so it's just good to kind of, as a beginner, really. When did it all start?
Arguments could be from when the first kind of from when the first Bitcoin was minted, when the first Bitcoin white paper was came out, and I think crypto heads could kill me.
Careful.
I think that white paper. I think Satoshi's white paper came out it's anywhere between 2011 and 2013, which is a big, it's a wide range. But it was somewhere around there. At that point, I was a child. I was adolescent, so I had no idea about the space.
I think no one did really, unless the first people that kind of founded it.
But I'm way after that. I'm like 10 years after that.
Yeah.
So Alex did that. He moved over. I was still at university. He said I should take the risk, but I was at university. I couldn't. There's one thing on my mind that was, let me finish university and then just do what the hell I want afterwards, at least. And my mentality there was, if anything goes wrong, I've got my degree to fall back on.
Yeah.
But then, followed this journey, and then I, kind of got obsessed with the space. And then December 2021, I became the first person in the Kingdom to tokenize himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
So there's a token on the Ethereum blockchain in my name, and if you hold the token, you are able to make certain life choices and decisions for me. Have access to part of my income and other kind of things as well.
That baffles me. Like, how does something online influence your real day-to-day life?
So the process. The process is my life is run as a DAO, so it's a decentralized autonomous organization, and all that means is that if you bought my token, you can make proposals for things for me to do. And as a result of the fact that you guys have got a stake in this entity that is in this stage, is now my job to enforce and enact
what kind of
actions.
Influence could they have on your life?
So some people, John Lee, tried to send me to Syria, which I said no. It's not happening.
But did he not pay for you to go?
No, he didn't. No, so basically, so with all the funds that were raised, they were put into treasury, and you can make me do things, and I will tap into that treasury to execute those, those things.
So you're like a hitman.
Kind of like a hitman, but I won't do any hitman activity. So for example, my trip to New York, which I was telling you guys about in the car, that was funded by those guys because I got accepted to a fellowship. So I said, hey guys, this is what's happened. Here's the budget. Here's how I'm going to be in New York for. It's going to cost $7,000 for this amount of time. Blah 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 blah. Do you guys approve? And then some people said yes. Some people said no. More people said yes. Boom.
What did they have you doing out in New York?
So I was trying to build. I was just trying to build a company in New York. They also had me attend conferences and whatnot as well, which also cost money. I had to rearrange my flights and all sorts. So that came out of there.
What incentive do they have to put money into it? What do they get out of it?
So there's intrinsic value. So they could just say look. So if I blow up and become this crazy kind of founder, they could be like, nah, I backed him. I backed him, and here's the proof. They've also got I think also the access to my future income. So some people see it as an investment. Other people see it as this guy's doing something cool. I want to back him and support him. And other people see it as I want to have this guy in my network. So there's some people who only I'm not going to say only because that's bad, but there's some people who contributed maybe £20. Some people who contributed about 1.5k. All for different reasons. So it was
crazy. And did you set up as a business kind of in your mind because you thought it was going to make money from it, or was it just because you knew you're the first person doing it and you were just interested in starting it?
Both. No, not business part. No. So the latter is true. So I was going to be the first person doing it. Well, I've claimed to be the first person to do it, and nobody else has come out to say it. to challenge me, so I'm going to say it until someone challenges me. But also I wanted to build a new startup, but I didn't want to work. Because the way I believe my mindset means that if I get a job, I'm not going to get a job that's just going to make ends meet. I'm going to get a career, and I'm going to work like a dog to be successful there, which means there'll be little time to do any extracurricular activities I want to do. So I used the money raised to give me runway for me to be able to pursue the activities I want to pursue in terms of being a founder. Which then led me to now becoming founder and CEO of Prism. So if it wasn't for that token raise, I'll probably be in a suit somewhere in Canary Wharf.
Do you reckon?
Most likely.
What kind of job do you reckon you would have gone for?
I probably would have been in finance or be a consultant.
And how long is this fund that they get that your token set up kind of lasting at the moment, or what projected to last for?
So the experiment is to last 3 years. The treasury is probably been depleted by now. So that's how it's going. I'm trying to think of new ideas to try to reinvigorate it. But it's kind of hard because of my current role right now. Eniola, coin Eniola 2023. Hopefully I've got something in the
send it to the moon.
The lab for you guys. Send it to the moon.
So Prism.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. So Prism.
And why did you start it?
In the most basic way, in the most basic format, it's a talent marketplace that allows people to get jobs.
Kind of like a recruitment.
Just think of it as like a jobs board.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you are able to, look for a role and get hired.
Bit like jobs.com.
Kind of like that, right? Like
a more advanced version.
No, but it's true. Jobs.com, like an Indeed,
LinkedIn jobs,
like a LinkedIn jobs.
Yeah.
That's the most basic version.
Yeah.
But in terms of all the added features, because of of Web3, we are able to make sure that we are making the individuals who apply for these jobs be like of a higher quality than you normally see.
Yeah. And
we are also allowing or also protecting clients or companies with the fact that we are able to try to verify the credentials and the history of individuals using blockchain. So
people can't lie.
So people can't lie and say I worked in Facebook when you worked in Bookface.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
For me especially, I'm not that clued up on blockchains. How does that work, and what kind of be a basic description of that?
Could be here all day.
I asked that question to Charlie earlier, and he was like,
"Eddie, you don't kind of understand.
I'm not even going to
start.
But
then to try and teach someone what it is, like
it's so even the term blockchain in itself, a blockchain is just a network of. Goddamn.
I've got a few terms. Yeah, I've got.
Okay. How about you ask the quick fire and I'll try to answer them in like 15 seconds.
Start with decentralization.
Decentralization. So decentralization is when ownership of a network, typically speaking, isn't centered, so isn't concentrated amongst one party or just a couple of actors. So, for example, decentralized organization would mean that there isn't like a C-suite team that's doing X, Y, Z, but ownership and governance has been spread out amongst everybody in the network, from people who've created a sign-up page or just using it to the project lead.
So does everyone have like kind of an equal value in the?
It may not be an equal value, but everyone's got some sort of value.
Everyone's got some sort of value. Okay, and then
shares in a way. Shares in the company.
Not just shares. It could be shares. If you want to use shares as in terms of ownership. But also governance as well. So those people can also
make decisions
as well through the tokens they have.
Right.
So they can vote on proposals, they can vote on things.
The next one is blockchain technologies. So I guess you were already describing that a little bit.
Yeah. So a blockchain is just a group of computers, a shared network where data, where transactions or data has been appended onto the end of like the last set of data.
So what I was trying to understand is a Bitcoin, because obviously that was one of the first. Was that a blockchain, or is it a token which is part of a blockchain? Or am I completely wrong?
It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's confusing, bro.
Clip.
that's my head's spinning like thinking about it.
It's both.
And then the last term I've got is token-based economics.
Token-based economics. Okay, no, that's so token-based economics are I was gonna say other economics, but are the set of rules or functions that guide token price. The prices of tokens are usually set by automated market makers. And they've got algorithms which will denote the token price. But in that, you can have things. Well, in that, things like circulating supply, the typical supply demand issues that you've got in the normal world, and kind of other factors can determine.
So what would be the difference between those kind of markets and then just like a typical stocks and shares kind of for a large company that has normal funding with actual currencies?
Yeah, so crypto markets are typically a lot more volatile.
Yeah.
Price movements are way more harsh.
So you can make money fast, but also lose it just as fast.
Just as quick. Yeah, you could go to bed and just like lose it. Go to bed, wake up, and just lose.
Do you think that's
everything.
what sparked your interest? Is that kind of the
high risk,
high reward?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, honestly speaking, if my if God put like certain traits on my slider just a little bit more to the right, maybe a bit more extreme, I'll be a gambling addict.
Do you reckon? Red or black?
Red or black. Green, in fact. Green. Put my money on green. So yeah, no. I wouldn't say I even got interested into crypto or Web3 because of the money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really... if you ask me for investment advice, I'll tell you not me.
Yeah.
Wrong person. if you ask me about like startups and and how the technology can and what the technology is going to do for a new frontier of like maybe the world of work, or for decentralized finance, all that kind of stuff, like that's a conversation that I'm like, okay, bam. But so, I don't give a financial advice because people mistake me for this trader. I don't do that.
Not that. Yeah.
Not that. I guess what I'm quite interested in then, if someone was kind of in your similar position, they were at uni but they weren't really enjoying their degree, but they were they like the idea of this Web3 and new technologies that are developing now. Do you think they're better off spending a lot of the time just reading up on kind of the background of like the origins of Web3 and how it started and the blockchains and getting all this information of how it works, or are they better off going into more kind of, like you say, startups, founder, and kind of...
Ooh, you have to do both.
You have to do both.
You have to do both. If you want to accelerate the speed at which you learn, you need to do both. So like, and by both, I don't mean to sit down and start like opening Wikipedia pages and start reading about the ins and outs of price dynamics and start looking at exponential bonding curves and all that. No. But like, just like follow a few people on Twitter. Yeah. Because like they're gonna be retweeting cool stuff that you can read as well.
Yeah. Threads and
threads as well. Like, because like we spend a lot of our time on social media. So if if you're passively taking in that,
just submerging yourself in that world,
you're fine. Whilst working on whatnot, and then you're fine. Like you will see the articles pop up. Yeah. You will see the news happening. You will see this company's raising this and this company's raising that. You will see it. So doing that as well as gain experience if you can. It helps. If you can't get experience, then maybe surround yourself with friends who operate in the space.
Yeah. Would you say there's lots of opportunities out there in Web3 businesses?
Oh, there's too many.
Too many.
In the last, well, probably not right now because we are in a bear market. So the market conditions aren't the best. But in a bull market, oh my god, you couldn't escape it. I was in a Discord server where a lead Solidity engineer, so Solidity is a programming languages for Ethereum, was the salary being offered for that person was $1 million.
Yes.
A year. And I was just like, you
go for it.
I was like, I should have learned, man. Wrong thing. But in a bull market, you've got high salaries and you've got a lot of jobs out there.
Are they
so much money?
How reliable and kind of, if someone going into those jobs, is that a long-term job that they know they're going to have for years, or do you think it's a risky job that they could say, here's your 1 year's work, but then it's not going to be a job in another 2 years' time?
It depends on your project. So if you work for Polygon or for the Ethereum Foundation, or for you'll be fine. Yeah, because those are projects that have raised an insane amount of money. They have got great use case. Yeah, they've got many people using their protocol. But if it's a company that's just come out of a bull market, that has raised X amount of millions, you may be out of a job when the market goes to crap again. Yeah. So you need to do a due diligence when you're looking for companies. Yeah. Make sure that the founders are responsible and aren't just splashing cash randomly.
So you've constantly got to do your research.
You constantly got to be doing your research.
Because at the moment, the sort of industry that I'm in, there's too many people going for little jobs. Yeah. Would you say in your industry, that sort of side of things, there's way more jobs than there are people?
Mm-hmm. Way more jobs, and I think that
so you've almost got the freedom to choose what you want to specialize in,
and that's why they pay so much money because they're all fighting for your attention.
Yes.
But what you want, I'd have the stats for this. I was going to make a comment about more and more people joining the space, but I don't have any figures to back that up. Yeah. But I would like to assume that more and more people are getting interested in Web3 despite the market conditions we're in and scams and people kind of talk about
it's educational divide in it as well. You say more people going for lower jobs, but you're not getting taught Web3 at uni.
It's not the known route.
Even if you are, it's like one lecture or something, and then it's moved on because again you've got some 70-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I'm intrigued about. Is
how coffin standing there telling you.
Would you ever teach
this is Web3?
Would I ever teach it
in a few years? Because things like that will eventually be courses at university and things like that, I'm sure. Would you ever go into an educational role alongside obviously your own work where that's where you make your money?
Yeah.
Do you have enough passion about it to want to teach it, or?
I can. So I've actually built Web3 courses in the past for people to kind of let salon.
What are they called?
They haven't been.
Are they face to face or just like online lectures?
So both. So they haven't been confirmed yet, as in terms of like they haven't been like packaged and sold yet.
Yeah.
But the negotiations are happening. But I would happily be a guest lecturer.
Yeah.
Like a guest lecturer. But, you know, pop in, do this, pop out.
Yeah.
But if it's to like sit down and, you know, unless the University of Manchester or somebody or like you know, or like Imperial.
If you're watching,
if you guys want to pay me, compensate me for my time, negotiate, then yeah, I'll be happy to create, because I've created 2 courses already, so I could do that again.
Yeah,
it's not tough, and then just speak about it.
Yeah, so I think you have to be passionate about it to be able to kind of have as much knowledge as you do on it at the moment. I think I'm interested. I've looked at little articles, but because I don't have that same passion that you do about it, and don't understand it as well as you do, it's so hard when I'm reading all these blogs, but even just reading your white pages on your own business, it's just confusing for me because I don't understand.
I read like a paragraph. I was like, this is gibberish to me.
I'd say for me, so then I don't know if you want to answer this, but with your company, where's the value for you? Like, do people pay to sign up? Is it like companies pay you to then find people? Like, what's the transaction? Like, what do you get from it?
So the value we get 10%. So we charge companies 10% of the gross contract value of the person that they hire. So if they're going to put you on 40k per year, we will charge the company 44. Take the 4k and you get all your money.
Okay.
So that's how it works. Better than recruiters. Recruiters will charge like 30 to 40%.
Oh, really?
Sometimes up to 70%.
So is that why they're more inclined to choose you over a recruiter?
And also the fact that you're getting people who you know are good.
Yeah.
And not just like, you know, because recruiters will claim that they vet people, but you know, they just have a conversation, like 30-minute call and whatnot. But with us, you're getting people who've been vetted by individuals, other individuals in the space, so you can trust their quality.
What's your opinion on companies like Fiverr? No comment needed.
Again, it's like the integrity of it, though. Isn't it? It's like
integrity issues.
You're the opposite of that.
Integrity issues that people can lie about their past experiences. Fiverr takes, I think, like 20 or 30% from the people who actually are doing the work. So it's kind of like, you know, you charge £100, you don't make £100. You make the cost of what it takes to actually, you know, deliver that service, and then the fee that.
And then you've got people like Charlie trying to bargain prices down. I got
like the logo like made, and it was like he was like 15 quid. Please do 12, mate. Please do 12. Because they're sat there like 50 quid. I'm like, you're not worth 50 quid. Like, I'm sorry, you're not. Because it's negotiation. Like, you know for a fact that realistically he's sat there, he's got no work to do. He's going to take a tenner over nothing. And then he's like, it would be like you get 3 amendments on your work. I'm like, screw that. Like, I'm like, I want unlimited. Unlimited everything. But you just gotta be clever.
Yeah, so a place like Fiverr just aren't the best, and it's not really where you go for like quality work.
I mean, again, we had the third person. I paid for one. It was the worst logo I think I've ever seen.
What advice would you give someone like us then if we were wanting to get someone to do a logo for us, and the only websites we were aware of for something like with Fiverr? Like, how would we go about approaching, or how would you go about approaching someone so you know that they were good and you were getting they were getting a good price as well?
I would just say ask for recommendations. That's the best way you can ensure quality. Ask for recommendations from people who are actually in the same area as you. So like for example, if I wanted to find a designer, I know I've got people at Founders Factory that can ask, who's the, you know, give me a list of 3 designers that you know, and like that actually happened recently, and they're like, nah, this guy is good because he's the one who mentored me. Like, oh crap, he mentored you.
Like, I want him.
He must be good. Let's work with him. Work with him. Amazing.
Okay to give us a quick breakdown on what Founders Factory is, or like how you became a part of it?
So Founders Factory is a venture studio. So they're different from a venture capital firm in terms of that they kind of like ideate and like build concepts and ideas to be taken on board by founders, and they bring on founders like early on to help them validate the idea and kind of like really co-build it with them. And then they turn into an accelerator after a couple of months, which is different than the traditional VC model where it's like, oh, you've got an idea, we're going to invest in you. So Founders Factory actually, you know, works with founders to kind of. So
they give them a bit more help with their startup.
Way more help. Just a bit more like a lot of help. And
do the people that are founders and startups kind of have to pay for that help?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
How do you get invited?
Yeah, how do you get involved?
So you can either you can have a pitcher startup to them, or you can apply to become CEO of one of the businesses, founder and CEO of one of the businesses.
Oh, no way.
So
sounds very interesting.
Does that give you access to a network of founders through that? Or
I've got way more founder friends now.
Yeah.
Way more founder friends. We're just talking, and like, not everything has to be meaningful and deep and wonder. It's just like, it's just people, friends, just talking the way you normally talk.
Yeah.
Play a game of FIFA with them.
Play a game of FIFA. I actually haven't had anybody ask me to play a game of FIFA. I know, right? Depressing. I'm gonna have to bring my PS5 into the office.
Yeah. So where did your skills of like IT and computers and all this blockchain stuff come from? Did you spend a lot of time on computers as a kid?
Yeah, I did. I was actually kind of out of annoyance because like, I remember anytime we had like a technical issue in my house, my dad would always invite this neighbor. To come around, and he'd be like,
"Turn it on and off."
Why can't you? I'm like, bro, he's like 8 years older than me. Number one, like way older than me. I could barely count to 10. Older than me. But yeah, I actually don't know where it started from. I was actually just a child, not literally a child, but like maybe like 10, 11,
what games
12 years
did you
old.
play?
Growing up, I played Tekken, FIFA. I played Sonic. No, I wasn't a FIFA guy. I was a PES guy at first.
So was I, mate. PES before FIFA.
Shocking.
PES up until PES 6.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I was a PES guy as well.
PES was it. So
it was square to shoot.
Square to shoot. Yeah. R1 to sprint.
Did you stay on alternate when you moved over to FIFA?
No.
Yeah,
I went to classic.
Circle,
circle and R2. But yeah, so I played Tekken. I played Crash Bandicoot.
What a game!
I played PES. I played Sonic Heroes and all the other Sonic games. Other games that I play. I don't remember the rest of the games that I played, but those are the ones that I remember in my childhood.
I feel like you need to be kind of interested in like technology and stuff to do kind of well in your industry.
Yeah. I
mean, subconsciously, probably.
Subconsciously, yeah. You need to be interested. It's just in tech in general, like as a whole.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily need to be like a software engineer.
No.
Just to be interested in tech as a whole.
Yeah.
Did you when you got your first? I'm assuming you got into PC as well.
Yeah.
How much was your most expensive PC? Because some of them things can actually cost like
see, like YouTubers,
40 grand.
big setups.
My most expensive PC was not even the most expensive tech thing I've bought. My most expensive thing I've bought is my laptop, my current laptop right now. It's about
so
3K.
It wasn't a big investment.
Yeah, it's about 3K.
What I want to know a bit more about is on your website. You're talking about the difference between Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3.
Yeah.
What, like, just in basic terms,
if you can,
what's the difference? Like, what's the difference, and how do you know when it changes?
So Web 1 is read. So Web 1 is like early iteration of like the internet as we know of it today.
Yeah.
So like we're talking about late 90s, early noughties, where typically speaking, all you use the internet for is to read information.
Yeah.
To read, and like you couldn't really create, right? Web 2 is like current day,
like Instagram,
YouTube, TikTok. It's read, write. So the write means that you can upload content as well.
Yeah.
And you can also read content. We can kind of like share that content together.
Yeah.
You can monetize that content. And Web 3, which is like read, write, own. So it's to take it a step further, where it's you can own the content in which you put out. The difference between Web 3 and Web 2 is that the platforms that you upload your content to own your content. So like a YouTube owns your content, TikTok owns your content. But as in Web 3, you own your content, which means that you're able to actually make and keep all of the value that you create. So the value comes in the form of money. You're not losing 40% or 60%, whatever it is, to these platforms. You're able to keep it all. So that's the difference between Web 1, 2, and 3. Very quickly.
So I guess what I'm interested in, I feel like the majority of people at the moment are on Web 2. Mm-hmm. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. When do you think that the percentage of people is going to kind of merge from that onto Web 3?
I don't have a number in terms of that time, but it will be when Web 3, when the use cases are a lot more clear. Yeah. It will be when the technical know-how to use it decreases. Is when like actually using it is not a pain in the ass. Yeah. Is when governments and regulatory bodies actually make regulations that are crypto friendly. That is when we will see wild scale adoption.
Do you feel that cryptocurrencies will end up being used kind of in day-to-day purchases? Just in your opinion?
Yeah. In some places.
There's already examples.
There are.
I think it happens a lot over in Saudi Arabia and Dubai. But there was that football club that bought that player with crypto, wasn't there?
I think it's just the whole like so volatile. Like, I think that's where regulation's probably needed. Like, Like you never incorporate it when, like you say, you could literally be a millionaire one day and you could have zero the next. Like,
and it's hard to do so because the whole thing about it is that it's trustless. So like, there's no middleman. You don't know, like you don't know who you're dealing with on the other side. So it's even hard to catch people who even do.
The biggest problem is like, who do you bring in to regulate it? Because realistically, the people that, like the governments and stuff, like they know nothing about it. Like they don't know anything. So then who do you bring in that you trust to set regulations? I feel like that's where the big like gap is.
That's the issue.
That's why they're so against it.
Well, it's like the pound currency, sort of pound, sterling, euros. It was all created by the system, the government.
Yeah, for them.
Whereas this is just it's above
the
that.
People.
It's completely different. It's way above their heads, the government's heads.
That's what I find interesting about it.
So they can regulate currency as we know it. But that's why crypto wouldn't be able to be sort of regulated the same way.
Yeah, the people are always going to find because like everything's done by smart contracts, everything's done by code. So someone somewhere found loopholes. But I think that governments and these kind of institutions should partner with like leading crypto. Like for example, the CEO of Coinbase does a lot of work with the SEC in the United States. To try to get regulations, and sometimes just giving them a hard time. And it's like bro, like there's actually people out here trying to help and guide, and then like when there's a hack, you guys go crazy, be like, let's ban this, and like, whoa, calm down, like let's work to kind of avoid this. So it's kind of interesting. You just got old heads in power who are scared of crypto. And
is Coinbase like the biggest platform for buying crypto?
I think it's probably the most popular in the Western world. Yeah. I don't think it's the biggest by kind of like trade and volume and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'll believe it'll be like probably Binance. Yeah. Will be the biggest exchange, centralized exchange out there.
And do you have any stats you might not on like the amount of people that own kind of cryptocurrencies?
Absolutely zero.
Yeah. Zero. Also, I feel like it's a weird. I've got about £1.50 in one of them, but I don't even know which one it is. I just did it.
Waiting for it to skyrocket.
I don't
one of my this is a stupid like distant thing, but here we go. This is like your nan's dad's dog's friend's sister. So my dad's best mates.
Oh my!
My dad's best mates. Friend's son. Apparently,
friend's son.
Oh, shut.
Apparently, put £100 on Bitcoin when it was 17 pence.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he keep it in there?
Kept it in there.
That's got to be a lie. The fact you said apparently.
Mate. Well, he has no proof to back it up.
But that's what I was told. 17 pence. I sold it for like over 10 mil.
Bro, I've got £1.56. I think it's in Ethereum, whatever it's called.
I've got £100 in XRP. It's on the way up.
Yeah.
Never.
You still got it in Dogecoin, mate.
I fell off it. I could have sold. I kept it. I was like, nah, Elon's pushing this. He's pushing it. I've got
redacted in redacted. So yeah.
You've got your own token.
I've got my own token, to be honest.
Yeah.
Get invested.
Do you sort of obviously the Jeff Bezos and the Elon Musks? Mm-hmm. Do you have any of them that you obviously say you don't really look up to anyone, but do you respect and sort of try to be?
I guess these people that are innovative.
Do you respect people like Elon Musk for what they've done?
Yeah. Of course, because one thing I always see, which kind of irritates me online, is people like, this person started with 200k, this person had this loan, this person. Yeah, but guess what? Even with that, 99.99% of people, even with those facilities, will still fail. Have zero.
It's like Jeff Bezos had to borrow like loads of money off his parents, but
it's like
it's still his work.
Everyone's like, but his parents. Yeah, you wouldn't build Amazon though. You wouldn't build Amazon. You wouldn't build anything like Amazon. Jeff Bezos nearly failed, like
multiple
times. And this is one of the greatest business minds. So what makes you think that if you just had the same amount of money?
It's excuses.
Do you know what? One of my pet peeves is when people say, "Oh, he only donated 500k to charity," and it's like,
more than
I'm sorry, donate. And it's like, oh, what is it like? That's like me only donating £1. I'm sorry,
it's not though. It doesn't have the same financial
And when people
impact.
say, "Oh, Jeff Bezos has got £500 billion in his bank account. And it's just like, that's not the case. That's just the value of his business.
That will literally ruin banks.
Imagine. He can't rock up to Bank of America and withdraw $5 billion.
That will literally ruin banks. Even made that as a deposit. That will ruin banks.
I think people think that when these businesses or people get valued, they think that's how much money they have. But a lot of the time, it's just a value. It's like a house. You go, this house is worth 500 grand. Doesn't mean you can only have 500 grand. Someone's still got to buy it. Someone's still got to give you that money.
Who are the richest people in the world?
Who are the richest people in the world?
Who are the richest people in the world? Because obviously the ones in the media limelight are you've got the Saudis, you've got... The thing is, people like Jeff Bezos, they're rich, but they're nowhere near the richest people in the world. Who are...
People that got...
There's some crazy Russians.
It's got to be people that have got the minerals. The minerals.
Serious money.
It has to be it has to be like war criminals and individuals who work at corrupt nations who just will never declare how much they actually earn. Apparently Putin owns basically the whole Russian economy. Basically, like, he's got properties hit left, right, center.
He's chilling.
He's chilling, but he won't make it at the top of the rich list.
Doesn't mean he's not bellend.
He's caused some big issues. I mean, it's his fault why our club is being run by an American. It's a good idea to bring back Frank Lampard.
Todd Bowley, hat off to you, mate. I love you.
So much money.
It's like what's he called? The Colombian drug lord.
Escobar, Pablo Escobar.
That guy was like he controlled the whole country just because he was so rich.
Yeah. He was on the Times.
It's like running like politics, wasn't it?
Yeah, he controlled the whole country.
Oh yeah.
I think it's one of the first, or I think it was the first drug dealer to actually make it to the full rich list. Like, it was actually that rich and that public, and everyone was like,
would you? And this is a controversial topic, but a lot of people say drug dealers are very business minded and they're very kind of good at profit and will often go into prison because they get caught and then come out, and then some people will go, actually, this is a good opportunity to hire them because they'll be good in my business. Do you think you'd hire someone who's been kind of into drug dealing or not?
Such a random question.
No,
because I know.
Such a random question.
I know,
but
I remember talking about
I think that people, a lot of people actually make that claim. Like, a lot of people say that drug dealers are business savvy because they've got to do.
They'll also fuck people over.
How business savvy are they? Because
I mean, Escobar was running the whole country.
Yeah, but
he'd also do you over if you did anything better.
But running the drug trade for a whole nation and in and of the United States and the whole South America is different than
Barry around the corner.
Barry around the corner is no different to you in secondary school selling Lucozade. That's literally it. He's got no idea of price sensitivity. He's got no idea of
they're not transferable.
It's not as transferable as people make it out.
Okay, so you'd only hire Escobar, and he's the only drug dealer that would be worth.
I would hire Escobar.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
I'm interested in where the idea came for your business.
Fun fact, not my idea. It's Fun Factory's idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I just came on as founder and CEO, so I inherited it, and I'm gonna make it mine.
I like that.
That's cool.
So, but what was it that you liked about it that was like, I'm gonna jump on that and become the founder of this?
So it combined the only two things I've ever worked on before in my life, which is Web3 and like the world of work, like recruitment, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So as I was telling you two in the car, I used to be a diversity and inclusion consultant. So I kind of like saw firsthand the issues with kind of like, with recruitment. So working on fixing issues in recruitment with Web3 technology, to me, it's really the only two things I've literally ever done.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, combine it and you've got this, I'm perfect for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what really kind of like piqued my interest.
I like that. What I want to know then, what is kind of like an interview question, really, without being too serious? No,
you promised this in the interview,
but
I can sue you for this.
I know.
I can sue you.
What is like a day in the life of Elijah like?
So my days are quite. You know what? Let's do this. Pick a day from last week. I'm gonna look at my calendar and see what I did that day.
Yeah,
Wednesday last week.
Is everything you do on your calendar?
Most of what I
can't
do
survive without it.
My calendar.
Let's go with Tuesday.
Oh no! Can you shout out to the camera?
That wasn't my business day. So that this is what my
that's crazy.
When I was hiring people,
I've just got like St. George's Day.
Bank holiday Monday.
when I was hiring people, that's what my calendar looked like.
Flipping out.
My God.
So I just like meetings.
You documented lunch.
Back to back.
Yeah, let's go with Tuesday last week.
Tuesday last week. Okay, let's do that then. So let's go to.
So I guess the question is irrelevant because you don't have a typical day because everything's different.
Everything's different.
Life of an entrepreneur.
So Tuesday last week, I had a meeting with David. So I woke up in the office, of course.
Do you go to the office every day, or can you work from home if you want to?
I can work from home. I go to office when I'm in London.
Okay.
So I did So I had a meeting with David. So we were talking about what I'm going to be doing for my next investment round. Preparing pitch decks for the showcase I'm going to be doing. I made made intros to investors. So I caught up with some investors on Tuesday, and also what did I do in the evening? Oh, I prepared for my board meeting, which was later that week.
That's crazy. That's the life that we need, bro.
Yeah.
That was just like work.
What am I doing with my life?
After that on the Tuesday.
Do you enjoy it, or does it stress you out, or both?
Both. It stresses me out, but I don't think I'll be doing anything else. I can't really complain.
Yeah. I feel like the guy we spoke to last week, he was saying the same, like it's a lot of work, but like he couldn't see himself doing anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I feel like it's a type of personality that people have, and you either have it or you don't, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I think some people love that 9 to 5, kind of going home from work. They don't have to think about anything that they did during that day. They can switch off, and their life is just two different things. It's work and life. Whereas I feel like for someone like you, it's all one. It's merged together.
Yeah, it's integrated. It's definitely integrated. I don't ever really completely switch off.
Yeah.
Like, even if I don't have my stuff with me, there'll be if you just catch me staring to the distance, I'm probably thinking about what I could be doing. You know, like when I get back next week.
Do you find it easy to not easy, hard even to separate, to have time off and spend time with your friends and stuff like that, or are you literally answering calls or doing something?
I spend time with my friends.
You do?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people will be like, again, last week.
Phone's always on there, ready to answer.
Phone's always on. I pick and choose what I answer.
Really?
Yeah. So
I feel like you have to.
So as I told you guys, my phone's always on do not disturb.
Yeah.
And I've got my phone set in a way where if it is on, which is 90% of the time, only certain people can actually make my phone actually go ping.
Yeah.
And actually make my and I've got my watch on me as well. So if for some reason right now I did this, look at my watch, it's literally because either my mum, my dad, my sister, my brother, my uncle, my girlfriend, and my best two of my best male friends, my best female friend, and 2 other people called me. It couldn't be anywhere. It couldn't be anybody else in this world.
Not even 999.
Not even that. I'm
what about the government alert at 3 o'clock?
Oh, that took me by surprise. I was sitting in a chain. Everyone just turned their heads sorry. But yeah, so then that means that I can look at my notifications when I want to, and I can read them and be like, okay, no, I'll do that tomorrow, or okay, if I need to do that tonight, then it's gonna get done tonight, kind of thing. So I'm able to kind of switch off, but I can't send the most healthiest guy out there in terms of making that clear delineation.
I guess you've become good at prioritization, it sounds like, and choosing what you need to do and when you need to do it, and you know when you can save it for later. Yeah. That's so important. I think a lot of people get caught up and don't know how to prioritize, and will just do as much as they can all the time, and then burn out and get to a point where they actually hate what they're doing because they haven't prioritized. They've lost that relationship with their friends, family, because they're not actually spending time with them. And even if they are, they're not thinking, or they're not in the moment, and they're not listening to what they're saying, or they're constantly kind of having something else going on in their mind, and it's just being they're just vacant.
But my guys, it's easier than you think. It's easier than you think.
To fall into the trap.
Yeah, because even me right now, I've kind of retreated a little bit. You know, I'm not in my own kind of world yet, but I've even retreated a little bit. People don't see me as much. I don't check up on people as much, and I don't think it's in that critical zone yet. Yeah, but it's just you have seen a level of withdrawal.
Yeah,
I think it's very easy to do so.
Have you ever
talking about?
Go for it.
Talking about priority and prioritizing. How much does health mean to you?
It means a lot, because if you can't function, then what's the point?
Yeah.
If you're dead, then
money's worth.
There's no point in doing a job if you can't.
No, health is important. Health is important to me. I make sure I stay physically active. I play football with this greedy one here.
I pass you a lot.
26 shots a game.
26 shots a game. Go gym when I'm not playing football. I try to stay as healthy as I can be.
Yeah.
Which is, again, could be difficult to do because you're sitting down sometimes just for hours and then just typing away. But no, health is important. It's especially mental health as well. Like, you know, if your mind ain't right, then just.
Yeah. Has there ever been a time where your mental health has taken a toll?
Yeah. But that's not because of work. That's because of like external factors, and then that's compounded by work.
Yeah.
I will never. So work won't be to blame. Like when everything else when all factors of my life are good, like work is never a problem.
Yeah.
But it's like when, you know, when there's other parts of your life which are like, then it's like, it's a problem.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, have you ever struggled with procrastination in any way, or has it always been a very clear goal?
I am a massive procrastinator, bro. I am a massive procrastinator.
How did you get over it?
You don't.
You don't. There's no solution.
You don't. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about these are the 8 steps. No. Because I used to tell myself I'm a night owl, and then I read it. This is why Twitter is great. I read a thread one day, and it was like, this is how procrastinators you know, kind of like morph their procrastination into.
Yeah, they justify it.
Yeah, justify it. I'm a night owl. This is what typically happens. You wake up in the morning, you've got a set of tasks you're supposed to do. You don't do it. You faff around doing other shit. And then when nighttime comes around, you know, it's time to get it all done because it actually has to be done for the next day. So then when that happens over and over again, you trick yourself into thinking that you're more efficient at night. But that's not actually the case. The case is that you just were too lazy to get the things done during the day to get done during the day.
And then you've got less time to do it. Pressure makes diamonds.
Thus,
I agree with that though. Pressure makes diamonds.
Thus, you then go.
How long did you leave yourself to do this?
How long did you leave it?
A week.
But yeah, so do all that, and then at night, that's when you're like, oh yeah, shit, I need to get this done. You get it done, and your brain builds up that pattern of behavior, and then you now assume you're a night owl. No, you're not a night owl.
You have no choice.
You just had no choice. You just didn't do what you're supposed to do during the day. But from I procrastinate. I just get distracted. I get distracted quite easily. I can't lie. I'll be like, you know, I'll see something on Twitter, like, oh, that's a nice thread. That is very interesting. Yes. Why did that happen in the 1800s? Wikipedia. Blue link.
You definitely end up into a dive on YouTube, don't you? Like, top 10 reasons why.
Oh no, I do
top 10 worst car crashes.
I don't do YouTube anymore, only because of how long it takes to get to the meets. I just like read on Wikipedia instead.
Yeah.
Or I just read articles instead. So like, you know.
Where did you pick up your passion for reading? Because for me, like, I've never read a book until about 6 months ago.
Oh, I don't read books either.
You just websites,
just literally articles online.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't read books.
Just in topics that you're interested in.
Quick knowledge.
So like history or tech.
How do you know what you're reading is true though?
Well, Wikipedia. People are kind of annoying, but Wikipedia actually cites. So you know those numbers you see in brackets that I read, they're references. So you can actually check the references and check, you know, you know, whatever you want. If not, then, you know, go to ResearchGate or go to Elsevier and read, you know, academic papers there. What
I'm quite interested in is then you've told us kind of a bit about your job and why you do it and that kind of thing. What are the best bits about it? What do you enjoy the most about it?
I just enjoy. You know, creating solutions to problems. I really enjoy doing that. I enjoy having to think about I enjoy having to like listen to people's issues and like, you know, building and like iterating on that and like creating things and which like, you know, can actually not just only have a positive impact in the world, but I could put money in my pocket. Of course. But that's also valuable also, nice. and also super useful as well. So I enjoy that. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy bouncing ideas off people. I enjoy increasing my network and my knowledge base. So yeah, I actually enjoy just like all of it. The whole process of it, essentially. But there are days, again. Yeah,
I was going to say, juxtaposed to that, what do you think the worst parts of the job are?
So people are the best. People are one of the best parts, and people are also one of the worst parts. Yes. As well. People are just people. Yeah. People are. They're
just annoying.
Right? People can cause delays. People can cause conflicts. People can just not get what you're trying to do. People can be disingenuous. They can lie. And we're talking about anywhere from like VCs and like investors to like a contractor. So people are the best part. People are the worst part.
Like, I like that.
Have you ever felt lonely at any point through the process?
Lonely? Ooh. I won't say lonely, but I'll say I felt places where like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like I don't know what to do.
Imposter syndrome a little bit.
No, not imposter syndrome. I've never. Me and imposter syndrome are not friends. Because I believe that
You deserve to be where you are.
You deserve to be where you are because somebody has taken the risk to put you in that room.
Yeah.
So even if you don't believe it, somebody else believes it.
Yeah.
So you should take the fact that you're there and be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Even if you do have imposter syndrome, like do what you can to kind of, make sure you don't kind of have that feeling, like get up to speed. Like if you feel like you're behind everybody, then get up to speed.
Yeah.
But somebody has looked at you and said, this person can give us value.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what you think at that point anymore.
Yeah.
To me, I'm just like, okay, now I deserve to be here. But I have been lost in the sense of I don't know what to do next because there's nobody telling you what to do.
Yeah.
There's nobody saying prioritize X, Y, Z, do this, do that. So you may hit a certain milestone and you're like, oh crap.
Now what?
Now what?
Yeah.
In that vein.
Are there any kind of like interesting or funny stories from like your day to day that you kind of didn't realize were part of your job and you've ended up in a situation where you've been like, oh shit, like I didn't know I was going to be here?
Ooh. This is day to day part of my job. Ooh. Oh. This one isn't really funny, but and it's going to sound quite stupid.
It's going to make us cry.
For me. No, I remember when I was doing up my financial projections and say this is how much it's going to cost to hire people, etc. So then I went onto HMRC or so company's house or whatever, and then I found out that I had to pay to employ somebody. Like I had to pay the government.
Really?
To employ
hire someone.
Yeah. So
pay tax, don't you?
So I got to pay tax and pension contributions and whatnot.
Okay.
Like I was like, so if I want to hire somebody for 50K, it's going to cost me like 59K. And I was like,
really?
Excuse you? I was really looking like, no, that's not fair. Why are you charging me for hiring somebody? They're going to pay taxes.
They're benefiting off you. Yeah.
They're going to pay taxes too. Don't take off. I was like, no way. This world is like just the United Kingdom. That is. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I really couldn't believe it.
How many employees do you have?
I just have the one for the time being.
Too expensive.
I could have had two, but that extra 9K, that extra 9K they took for me, it was like, that's crazy. Off point. Like,
someone's unemployed now.
Someone's unemployed now.
Yeah, they don't make it easy, do they? If you want to start something, like,
no.
You can go, I've got the idea. Let's go into it, and you start, like you say, look into it, and it's another $9,000 more than we thought. People don't have that money.
I literally only thought like, 50K. They deal with like
the tax and all that.
Like I knew about pensions and whatnot. That's fine. But that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
for that 9K gap that comes from paying employers tax. Just saying.
What we like to do kind of around this part of the podcast is get a bit more deep and meaningful with the questions we ask, and hence why we've got this little bowl here with some 5 random questions or 6 at the moment.
What cereal did you have this morning?
7 questions. I'm going to close my eyes and.
So what I want you to do,
pick the Champions League.
It's Chelsea. So if you read it out, let us know.
Manchester United. What is my biggest skill?
Oh.
I think people. So I'm going to just repeat what people said.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But they say that it's my ability to build relationships and to create, build, and maintain new relationships.
Essential in your job role.
Such a good skill to have. Yeah.
So that's
it's so
every
employable.
aspect of life that is just going to project you.
That's what they say. So like some of them say that they're jealous of it, but as an ingest, not like I want to kill you because you're good at talking to people. But like like you are really good at building and maintaining relationships. So it's probably my biggest skill.
No, I like that. Nice. I think that's a very valuable skill to have, and I think more people would be jealous because they would want that skill.
I find it easy. I find it easy to come by, to be honest.
Moving on, I think to a different topic. Are you well travelled? I'm just interested.
I've been well travelled recently. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that because of work or
no?
Just because you like?
It's because I want to.
Yeah,
but because a lot of your work is remote, you can work where you want to in the world.
But I don't even. Apart from New York, I haven't worked abroad.
Yeah.
So I'll like because I stayed there for 6 weeks. So I'll go like not have my laptop. And I was sent there by my community to work. So that I couldn't just like.
What was that airport story you run about?
JFK. Oh my god. So I told everybody I'm leaving. I'm like, see people later. See you suckers later. Like, I'm going to New York. It's going to be nice, hot there. You guys can enjoy boring Manchester. Right? So much so that people were so proud of me and what I did that they even threw like a going away party for me, kind of thing, like a birthday leaving party thing. Because it was my flatmate's birthday, so it merged up like a going away thing. Cool. Made a big deal. I dye my hair blonde. I wear pink. I wear pink 2 set. get into the cab from Deansgate to Manchester Airport, jump on the plane, land at JFK. Get to JFK. In my AirPods, I'm playing Empire State of Mind. I'm like,
Getting in character.
Cool. I get to JFK. I was one of the first people on the plane. I walk around. And I'm seeing like people ahead of me just going through security. Like, they'll ask a couple questions, stamp, boom, go. One of my friends, an Indian man, Kieran, he says, okay, here's what you do when you get there. Do these things. And I had everything on lock.
Yeah.
Everything perfectly. So I got name, boom, Eniola. Passport. Just smiling at you. Purpose of your travel. Just here to, to tour, and to like see some friends. Do you have any cash? No, he said, how you so do you have any cash on you? No, he said, how are you gonna fund your trip whilst you're here?
Yeah.
I said, I got credit cards and I got cash. Where you staying? Murray Hill. Where's that? I said, I'm staying on 44th and 6th. Yeah. I'm really feeling myself at this. No, 44th and 3rd. I was really feeling myself. I even given him like all the documents as well. Where I'm gonna stay. It's like, cool. How long are you here for? Here for about 28 days. He's like, yeah. Cool. Why are you here so long? I was like, what? Looks around. Like, is it talking to me? I'm here because I'm touring. Like I'm seeing my friends. I just finished uni. I'm just gonna be here chilling. So, and the reason why I said that is because apparently if you go to the United States and say that you're there for business, you need the visa, they will send you back like on the spot. So I was like, cool, whatever. So business, and he just started asking me more questions. I was like, brother. So then after a while, I just noticed he hasn't returned my passport. So I figured, let me through. And they said, so are you going to Santo Domingo? I was like, where? Apparently he thought that said I'm gonna fly to Puerto Rico or something like that afterwards. And I was like, I never said that. I was like, okay. The name of the person you're coming to see, I drop a couple names. Like, okay. He looked to his left, did this. Oh no! Seeing that guy with a hand on his Glock, walking. Passport. He gives him my passport. Take it. Like, sir, come with me. I was like, oh brother, what have I done? So as I'm walking, I try to make jokes with this guy. Yeah, and he's like, brother, we're not doing that today.
Oh no.
I was like, oh, cool. So I walk into this room. They call it
Heart's gone.
They call it secondary. I knew I was in big trouble when I walked in and they sat us down. Some people on the phone. They said no phones. I was like, cool, whatever. A guy comes out of the room in the back, looking just weird, just like disheveled. And I see like plain clothes officers come out following him. I don't know what's going on in there, but if I'm going there, I'm going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
After that, now, an individual has tried to re-enter the United States after previously committing a crime under a different name. So he was like, come up, like, who are you? Who are you really? Started like shouting, berating him. No. What? You came here in 2001. We've got your fingerprints. You did this to that. You did this to that girl. This to that girl. Blah 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 blah. It's like, no, that's not me. That's not me. Yeah, your fingerprints match. So it's just like grilling him. I was like, brother. I was like, damn. They got me here with criminals. Like, what have I done?
Yeah.
This guy's a criminal.
Yeah.
Sat him down. Again, these plainclothes officers come up from the back. You know the ones you just see. Just the badge.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
FBI, bro.
Come with me into this back room. Didn't see the guy. I didn't see the guy again. So I come up. So they take my name and say, what are you doing here? Why are you here? How long for? Who you coming down to see? Write down the number of who you're seeing. I was like, okay, cool. I wrote down bullshit because if they called that guy, the phone wouldn't have rang because I just didn't know his number. So write down his number. Write this. Who's paying for the trip? I was like, me. How did they get the funds to pay for the trip? I was like,
crypto.
So now we've this thing called Ethereum, right? and I've minted my own token. And he was like, okay, whatever, stop. He said, have you been to the United States before? I was like, yeah, I was 11. That doesn't count. I was like, okay, man, chill.
Doesn't count.
What? Okay. But not as an adult. I was like, okay. Just kept on going, asked me these questions. I said, you know what? Started typing, gave me a yellow slip. I was like, oh, what does that mean? Am I bored in the plane? We're going to land to the United States just this time. I was like,
oh, Jesus.
I was like, okay, thank you, because if I had to go back after saying basically fuck you to everybody, it'll be kind of awkward. But it still doesn't end there. So I walk out of secondary, I walk past the gates, I walk past the little thing, and then like as I just like leave the boundary of the airport, I tap my my phone ain't there. I'm left-handed, so my phone's not there. I'm like, oh, problem. Tap my right short, my phone's not there. I attempt to turn around, the guy hand on hip with his gun, you can't go back into the airport. I was like, oh my God. I need my phone. My phone, my phone's in, like, I didn't even know what was quite at the time. I was like, my phone's in that secret room that you guys know. And I need it back. He was like, we can't help you. I was like, no, I am not from here.
I need my phone.
I need my phone. I cannot get to the destination I'm going to without my bloody phone, because I don't like.
Have your plane ticket on it as well and everything?
Everything's on it, because like I don't walk around with cash.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't walk around with my wallet, because like all my cards are literally on my phone.
Yeah.
So and I look old enough to not get ID'd anywhere. So I was like, brother, you have to let me back in. It's like, whoa, with his hand is it? No. Because,
yeah.
You know, if you try to re-enter this airport,
they love a bit of power and
it's
authority.
It's just not going to live, innit?
Yeah.
So let's just not do this. I said, okay, so how can I help? Like, go upstairs to Virgin. I was like, brother, I've got a 30 kilogram bag here, a 20 kilogram bag here. I can't go upstairs to Virgin. Where else can I go? So go to Delta. So he walks to Delta. I go to Delta. Massive line. I snake through the line. I get there. I left my phone in that secret room. They're like, what secret room? The secret room where you like, you know, when you like, decided whether or not if you're going to let somebody into the country, that one, after, you know, they've done something wrong. They're like, oh, secondary. I was like, if that's what you want to call it, first, second, third, I don't care. My phone's in there. Like, okay, looks to the left, looks to the right. She's the only person like serving like hundreds of people. She's like, you're just gonna have to wait. Like, I can call somebody, we're just gonna have to wait.
Jesus.
So now I'm just sat in the airport for the next 3 hours. Until she's able to get a break.
Why can't someone just go and get it?
She tries to radio people and they're like, oh, no, I'm on lunch right now. I'm like, well, so I get into JFK about 5. I don't get into my apartment till like 9 p.m. because of all of that. I get there. I get
that sounds so stressful.
It was so stressful. And then I sat down. I was like, I'm hungry.
Where'd you go?
I went to the Subway. And then I forgot the portion differences. I just forgot.
Yeah, it's big.
So I was like, yeah, can I just get a large drink? And she gave me a bucket. And I was just like, I don't need this. I'm going to have a heart attack after drinking all of this. So yeah, that was how my
that sounds
how my trip started.
stressful.
Yeah, it was unnecessarily.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that is mad.
Unnecessarily stressful.
Yeah,
not needed. But I enjoyed the trip though as well.
Yeah. It wasn't ruined by that experience.
No, I wasn't ruined by that experience, but just know that
it's a story to tell.
Story now,
yeah. If I'm ever going to go back to New York, I'm ever going to fly to LaGuardia, which is the other airport, or I just want to stay for 28 days.
Yeah,
because apparently that's a bloody crime.
Oh man, stupid.
My ESTA, which is like, you know, your travel thing that you're allowed to I can enter the United States and stay for 90 days at a time.
Yeah,
over a 2-year period. So I was so confused when he said, why are you staying so long? Because I can.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're allowed to.
Did you not mention that?
I'm allowed to. I mean, I don't think
they wouldn't listen to that.
Yeah, they don't care, do they?
Yeah, people have got their hands on the, you know, on their Glock. A guy who's got blonde hair, yeah, and a pink tracksuit. If they're intimidated by me, and I've also got hands on a 30 kilogram and a 20 kilogram bag, if they're intimidated by me at that point, I don't think anything I would have said would have calmed them down at all.
That's crazy. I've got a couple more questions for you before we end the podcast.
No worries.
First one again is a bit deep. What does success look like for you, and kind of how did you define success in your own terms?
Ooh, success for me is like a long-term thing. So success for me will be to be honest, success for me is if I'm able to be a loving and present father, partner, and friend.
Yeah, that
is what is like super key to me. Everything outside of that is like extracurricular.
Yeah.
And like, you know, so if you're talking about my passions will be, you know, being an effective founder, maybe also in the long term, you know, becoming an investor, maybe investing in like, you know, in like black-owned businesses. You know, that's a big issue. From 2009 to 2019, only 38 black founders were invested in by VCs. We only got 0.24% of all capital that was given out. The rest went to like majority white. So you imagine in like other races. So you can imagine that kind of disparity. So yeah, I think those are like the 2 pillars of my life. Just being loving, present, and the best person I can be to my future wife, to my kids, and to my closest friends, and anybody else that needs my help. And then career-wise, being a successful founder and probably a successful investor. And
I like that answer.
Cool, like
I'm a simple man.
Good answer.
I like that. So money's not one of your driving factors.
Oh, it drives me. I want good things, nice things.
Yeah.
I want nice things and good things for my partner, for my kids as well.
But you can still be successful without it.
Yeah, I can still be successful without a lot of it.
Without a lot of it.
Yeah.
Just need some of it.
I need some of it.
Just a little wedge.
A little bit, a little more than some.
And the final question I want to ask you, unless you lads have got any other questions, is kind of taking back to question one. You can imagine yourself again being 10 years old back in London.
Yeah.
Looking forward at kind of a picture and you're watching your life go to kind of your current position now. Would you be proud of the man you are right now?
10-year-old me will be very proud.
You reckon?
10-year-old me will be very proud. I was in what, year 6?
Yeah, year 6, year 7.
Yeah, I'll be proud.
Yeah.
Very proud.
You achieved a lot.
Yeah, very proud.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. I think it's been a great conversation. I've learned lots.
Got some Googling to do tonight.
Yeah, lots to learn. So if you guys have been watching on YouTube, if you could leave us a subscribe, a like if you did like the video, and any comments below, that'd be really helpful. If you want to follow Elijah's pages and stuff, I'll leave his links below.
Oh, thank you.
Any content like that, you can have a look on his pages for that. Yes. And then if you guys want to join us for a chat like we've had today, kind of chilled, just a little bit of an interrogation about your life and kind of what you do, we'd appreciate you to kind of come on and have that chat. So you can contact us on our socials or on our email. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, just give us a follow because we'd really appreciate that. And any feedback you guys have for our podcast, again, we'd really appreciate it. So just leave us any messages, send us emails, anything like that would be great. And yeah, you'll see you next week.
Before we finish, is there anything you want to shout out or link or anything like that? Anything to follow?
Plug yourself.
All I want to say is thank you to Ed. Thank you to Leo. Thank you to Charlie.
He's got it.
Thank you, Charlie, for having me today.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
Yeah. Funny story. I actually ignored Leo's message for about a month. Well, not ignored, but I just didn't see it. For a month. So yeah. Thank you for being incredibly patient and being understanding when I reach back out to you and be like, hey, by the way, let's do this.
No worries.
So yeah. No, my social media stuff will be again as
in the description.
And if you want to message me, do so. I cannot promise a prompt response since I'm not going to be giving you my number, but yeah, I will try. I will eventually, as Leo found out, get back to you and reply. So yeah. So from my heart, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Bye.